Hi my love, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Prosper. We're going to be doing a natural or soft glam look. My skin is already prepped, so I've already done my skincare in this video, but we're going to start with our lips. You're going to use a lip oil or a lip balm just to prep your lips as you're doing your makeup. Make sure that it's evenly placed and just pucker those lips. Right, the next thing that you're going to get is a primer. I'm going to put all the products in this video right down in the links, but you're going to use a primer, and this primer is basically to just prep your skin. I'm using a spatula here. You can use your hands, but the reason I'm using a spatula is because you want it evenly placed, and I have the tendency to rub it in, which is not something you're supposed to do. You're supposed to create a layer of primer. Next, you're going to brush your eyebrows up, and then you're going to scoop them down, as you can see as I'm demonstrating. This is just to see if you have like any hairs that are out of place, and then you can like either pluck them or you can trim them. So you're going to get a flat brush that has a slanted end, and then you're going to get your color, your pencil. You can use a pencil, you can use an eyebrow pencil, and then you're going to just fill in the areas where it's sparse. Remember, we're going for a natural look, so you don't need to do something so intense, but the thing is that the tip has to be darker than the front. That's the tip. Get a concealer that's either one shade or two shades lighter than you, and then you're going to just clean up the area so that the pencil is scooped in, like souped very well. As you can see, you do down and then you do up. This is a better angle, so you from the base with the flat tip, you're going to just draw a line and make the arc, and then you're going to also do the same thing up. We're just going to clean it up at the end. For the extra product, you're going to drag it down with your brush. You're going to drag it down towards your eyelid, and then you're going to tap it in so that it doesn't look gunky. A guide on how to measure your eyebrows: you're going to get your pencil or your brush, and then you're going to make sure that your pencil is parallel to your nose. It's at a 60-degree angle and it's at a 30-degree angle. So the 60 is for your arc, and then the 30 is for the end of the eyebrow. You're going to get the same colored powder, setting powder, and then you're going to just brush it at the end. And then for your inner bridge, you're going to use a darker shade mixed with the setting powder that you have used at the arc. So that's the difference. So inside you're going to use a darker color, and then outside you're going to use the same colored powder as the concealer. So now we're going to move on to foundation. Now that the primer has set, as you can see, it's creating that shiny layer. You're going to get a brush, a dense brush, or you're going to get a blender, and then you're just going to tap the product in. You're not going to swipe, but you're going to tap the product in. So you tap it in to create an even layer around the entire base. Just tapping. The situation where you have dark spots, you're going to use your concealer first in those places, and then you're going to cover those places with the foundation. As you can see that I am moving evenly throughout my face. I am not tapping in one place and then moving to the next place. I am trying to make sure that the foundation has full coverage. So when that's done, you're going to get your concealer. The concealer is either two shades or one shade, depending on how you want your glam to look like, but two shades is advisable, lighter than you. And then you're just going to create a triangle of a sort within your inner eye, and you're just going to tap that in as well. So you're going to start tapping from inside, dragging it downwards so that it doesn't create creases. So you tap from in, going out. Do the same thing on the other side. For this step, I'm using a flat brush. For all those who are wondering, I'm using a flat brush, and then I'm using that same flat brush to just tap it in and make sure that there are no harsh lines or creases. Get the same concealer and you're going to put it right in between your eyebrows, and then tap that in as well on the nose bridge, and then tap that in, and then you're also going to do it right below your nose, and you're also going to do it right below your lips on your chin. These are the highlighted areas. It's called the T-zone. As you can see, it can form a T. So you're going to be using this same brush and just going to blend that in so that it doesn't look like as though it's on top of the skin, however that it's part of the skin. So that's what you're trying to do. As you can see here, that there is that attachment that it has to the skin. So you're going to get contour, and this is just a shade darker than you, and just going to get contour, and then you're going to demarcate or define the areas that are protruding. So that's your forehead and then the sides of your faces. That is the places you're trying to contour. I don't choose a lot of contour because I really don't like it, but you can use a lot of contour if you want that snatched look, right? And then you're going to get the same brush that you use for your foundation, and you are going to blend everything together, starting from the lighter areas to the darker areas. Then it's time for setting. How do you set? So with the same colored contour, in other words, same colored concealer, you're going to get your brush, tap that into the product, and then you're going to shake that off, press it gently into your face just to set all the liquid products. So you're going to get, as long as it matches the product that you used on that part, that's the same color of pressed powder that you're going to use, and that's how you're going to just press it in. You're going to have to be gentle about it. Do not swipe. Press the product into your face. Using a different brush, you're going to go into the rest of the products, the darker ones, and also setting that as well. The point here is that you do not use the same brush. If you can, do not use the same brush. If you can't, start setting from the lighter ones to the darker ones. Then you are going to get your powdered blush, and then you're going to start from your temples, moving towards your cheekbones, and you're just going to be tapping the product in. So depending on how intense you want your blush to be, then you are going to move with that. So you do the same thing on the other side, cheekbones to temples or temples to cheekbones. Using the same brush, make sure that you're blending out the harsh lines so there is no demarcated lines of the blush from the concealer. It's supposed to look all blended within. Get the same contour, pressed contour, and then use it on your eyelids. If you want, you can add some shimmer, but you're going for a natural look. So now we are ready for the details, and the details, just going to put some mascara. Mascara is just to increase the density of your lashes so they can look more visible. Then we're going to do our lips. Here I'm going for a Kim Possible lip liner, where the upper lip is darker and then the bottom lip is lighter, and then you're going to do gloss, my favorite part, and then you're just going to have that shine. You're going to use a brush for the gloss because you're not trying to transfer the products from the brush to the top of the lip balm. So that's just something that we do. Yeah, and that's just the natural look for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, setting spray. Setting spray just helps your makeup last longer, so it's a necessary step as well. Then dry it. If you have a fan and you're bougie, dry it with a fan. If you don't, as what I didn't have one, use your hands. Just wait for it to dry, and that's that look. The look is That's the look. So the look is done. So this is a natural simple look, as you can see. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, please do the needful, and I will see you again in my next video.